Welcome back to Bone Smoking Sizzle. Today I got something special for you guys. I am making a Italian sausage. It's a Mortadella di Bologna. It's from a recipes which is a few hundred years old, and it's one of the classics from Italy. The other thing what I have for you, I have a guest here today who would like to see how to make sausages, so I will introduce him to you as well. The question is, of course, is my visitor ready for making sausages? You know, let's check him out. Come in, Frank. This is Frank.
Hi guys. First time in the sausage factory. Bloody beginner, so I'm wondering what's going on here.
We see if he runs away by the end of it or if he stays to the end. So we see.
Right.
So you want to see how it's been done.
Right.
Yeah.
And I want to keep on little hands-on experience.
So,
let's see what's going on.
But it's nice and warm in here, is it?
Right.
It's
so cold.
It's freezing, I tell you, because
time,
it's about 5 degrees in this room, so it's cold because we want it cold.
Right.
And but I would say let's kick that video off and I show you the material I'm using, the meat I'm using, and of course also the herbs and spices. So let's get it going. Okay folks, what I'm using here for the Mortadella di Bologna is we need lean pork, which I have here. I have pork trimmings here, they are fairly lean. They have about 5%, 10% visual fat in there, but this is just on the outside, otherwise it's lean pork. Then I've been using pork belly. There's a pork belly trimmings. They have the firm fat on it because you want the firm fat, not the soft fat. So those are the trimmings of the loin itself. And I've already prepared the inlay. We need back fat. This is pure back fat. It's cubed to about 5 to 10 mil. So that's the visual impact. What you have in the sausage in there. And officially, if you look for the regulations itself, you should have a visible fat condense of 10 to 15%, which is the regulation, but we make it for ourselves, so we have about 10 to 12% in there. The other thing what I need and what we need, of course, is to make the sausage, we need some spices and some herbs. So what we have here is we have burglar salts. Now burglar salt, like I said many times before, is the European version of this curing salt. In the US, you will be using a type Q1 mix. So the Q1 mix itself, like I said many times before, if you do not know what you're doing, lift the fingers off it, because like it could be dangerous, because like the amount of mixture, what you do. Go to your butcher and get the salt made for you. Now the other thing is we have here peppercorns. I use black peppercorns in there. That's for visual impact and also a little bit for the flavor. Then we use sweet paprika. That gives a little bit of a color in that red a hint in the meat itself what we want. We have ground coriander. We have caraway seeds. The caraway seeds I need to ground down because like I need that fine. Then we have macis. Macis itself is from the nutmeg, the flour. Slightly different flavor, but really good. So we need this here. We got pistachios in there, of course, and we use the unsalted pistachios, and you get also the pistachios which are not dried too hard, so they're slightly softer than normally what you get. We got white pepper and we got garlic in there, and that's actually it from the spice and herbs. So the next thing what I will do is I will weigh the meat what I need and let you know the exact measurements per kilo to make the sausages, and hopefully it gives you some good instructions how this has been done. Okay, the first thing what I need to do is I need to prepare the lean meat what we need. For the lean meat itself we need 700 grams per kilo. I've been making 5 kilos, so I'm using 3.5 kilos. could have taken the whole bag because I think it's exactly 3.5 kilos here. And yes, I got 3.5 kilo here. So I just put this in here at the moment because like I need to mince this because we have to make an emulsion. Then the other thing what I need is I need pork belly. Pork belly itself we use 200 grams per kilo, so I need a kilo of it because I'm making 5 kilos. So that's a kilo, that's perfect. And from this one here I'll be using a 100 grams per kilo, so I need a half kilo. Now I've weighed this before, it's already cubed, it has a half kilo, so 486, so that's fine. And this is the coarse inlay, so I put this separately now, I put this back in the fridge, I want this nice and cold. The first thing what we need is, and what we should prepare is the salt, and I have explained that before. With the salt, we don't calculate the salt on the total mass. We calculate the salt on the meat itself, but we don't calculate the water. So I'm making 5 kilo, and in that case for the mortadella, the red wine and the ice is going on top of it. And I have here 5 kilo meat, and I need 22 grams of salt per kilo meat, so I'm using 110 grams of butter salt. And don't forget, like I said before, in the US they use different salt. So that's 110 grams. I put this aside, and the next thing what I prepare is the spices which go into it. I keep them separate because the spices will go in the second stage of the processing. I'm starting off here with the white pepper. White pepper I'm using 2 grams per kilo, and so I'm using 10 grams of white pepper. So that's 10 grams. Then the next thing what I put in is the black peppercorn. Those ones here I put in last because I want to mix them into it, so I don't put them into the emulsion, so I use this one as last. But I need for the this one here, I need 4 grams per kilo. This also not just gives you a flavor, but has also a visual impact. And I will measure those ones here separately. So for the black pepper, like I said, 4 grams per kilo, I'm using 20 grams, but we keep them separately. That will do. It's 20.5 grams, but don't tell anybody. I'll put this aside, I need this for later. Then the other thing is what I need coriander. Coriander, we have a 1 gram per kilo in there. So I'll be using this one here again. So that's 5 grams of coriander. There we we go. That's this one done. Then the other thing is I need garlic powder. Garlic powder we bought 1.5 grams per kilo. So in that case by 5 kilo that's 7.5 grams of garlic powder. There we go. Doesn't actually that much in there. Then the next thing is I need matzis. Matzis as well we use 1.5 gram. So again another 7.5 grams. Has a beautiful smell. There we go. Then we have, I need the pistachios. Pistachios I'll be using 40 grams per kilo. Again, I will keep that separately. And I will add the pistachios to the black pepper. I use those, I got a knife here. Those ones I use here are unsalted pistachios, and also they softer. So if you look at those ones here, and it's important to use the unsalted one, don't use the salted ones. And see if you don't get them, sometimes they're too dry, you can't use them. So you get a versions which are lightly softer, so which you should use. Now pistachio use 40 grams, so I need 200 grams. I know there's 60 grams in there, so I put in one of them here. And now I need another 20 gram on top, so I got 200. So got 200 grams of pistachio added to this one here. I need to grind now the caraway seeds. Caraway seeds I never grind them beforehand because of the flavor, so I usually use the whole seeds and then I grind them. And I need about a half gram grinding, and there's a coffee grinder. I just use a spoonful of that here, and I chuck it back into it what I don't need. It's gonna get noisy. Perfect. Do you want to smell?
Wow.
Fresh ground is different, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really nice. So I use a half gram per kilo, so that's 2.5 grams. So I got 2.5 grams in there. Now I also would need anise. However, I don't have anise here, so what I will do is I will increase the caraway seeds by 1 gram, because like the licorice flavor is still there. So I just add an extra gram in there. Normally you would add another half gram of anise seeds to it, as a ground anise seeds. The rest I'll put in here. This away for now. I don't need that. That's the spices done, the spice mixed. And this will go into our emulsion, which we start preparing now. We need to get the meat minced as well. It's really fine blade. Fantastic. You want to smell? Huh? No? Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
It's good, isn't it?
It is, it is.
Should be good, the mortadella, I tell you that one. Right, now I'll be clearing up here now, and once I've cleared up, I set up the mincer, we mince everything quickly, and then I show you how to make a proper emulsion. Okay, I have the mincer set up here with the 4mm blade, so I mince everything through the 4mm blade, but what I will do is I will keep that the belly separate to the lean meat. So let's get everything down there quickly. Next thing what I will do is I use the fat itself. So I put this on one side. And now I do the belly. So the meat is minced, so that part is done. The next thing is I will set up the cutter, or the bowl chopper, the little one, and I make the emulsion. But let me show you how to do that. There are certain tricks to it, so you get a decent proper painting in it. Alright guys, the next thing is what we need is also I need some liquid in there. And I need red wine and ice, and for this one here is I'm using 60 ml of red wine per kilo, so I'm using 300 ml. So literally by the time you've eaten the sausage you could be pissed. So I got the wine here. And I need some ice. So I could say I made this one earlier, which actually I've done. I've just made some ice. I need crushed ice now when I make the emulsion, so I have an ice crusher here. I also need 300 grams of it, 300 ml. So I fill this one up here. I got too much in there. It's never good, is it? There we go. See how much we got there. Need a bit more. This one is really great because like you get the ice down, you get it flaked. It's really good.
Yeah, nice machine.
It's like snow. Perfect. Don't need more. Okay, now I got the ice water ready, I got the salt ready, I have the meat done. So I will fill up this one here now and I'll show you how to make a proper emulsion. So the first thing is I get in the lean meat. That's it. And now I let it run a few rounds at low speed just to get the initial mix going. There we go. So that's good. I'll stop this now. I probably have in here now about 6 degrees. I could check that, but I know it will be 6 degrees because the meat had 4 degrees beforehand. Simple as that. Now I'll be adding into the salt. I'll be adding into the spices. What I don't add into it here is the pistachios and the coarse fat. I don't want it yet. And also what I will do is I use about 20-30% of the ice and the wine, the mixture. Increase the speed and bring it back up to about 12-14 degrees. Let's check it. That's fine. The next thing what I will do is I'll be adding the rest of the fat and the rest of the liquid. That will bring the temperature back down to about 0 degrees. And now I bring it back up. emulsion is done now. I transfer everything over to the mixer, add in the fat, the pistachios, and get to the next stage. So let's fill this one up. Get everything in there. For the next stage. I need this one here again anyway, because I'm also making another sausage today, but this is another video. So, that's good. Clean the gloves, get everything off it. I'll put this aside for now. So we got the emulsion in there now for the mortadella. The next thing is what to do is we'll add in the back fat. So that's cubed, as you can see. And I also have here the pistachio and the black peppercorns. So let's mix this one in. And let's give this a good mix. It will take now a few minutes to mix it in properly. There's a good binding, I can see that. So it should be good. It's important that they have the back fat and the pistachios, everything mixed in properly, so you don't have those pockets. I mean, you could do it by hand, but I use the mincer, it's easier. Looking good so far. It also at the same time what it does, it massages it into it so that the bacon and the pistachio really stick into it when you have a cut, so they don't fall out. For it.
So good, it smells. Wow.
Should be good. I'll take off my gloves now. So what happens now is once this is finished, I transfer it over to the filler and soak the casings as well in lukewarm water and start filling it. And I will come back to you once this is finished. So that is ready now. I will take this out now, put it into the filler. So the first thing what I will do is I take out the paddles. And that is all a bit sticky at the moment, as you can see. It's a messy job, but we do everything to have a bit of fun. And of course a good product which is not made in the factory. There we go. So I put this aside and I clean this a bit later. I need it again a bit later. Okay. So I have my, let's fill up the filler. You see that? There's binding here. That is good. Look at that. That's how it should be. So I'll put this aside now, because I'm quicker with my hands. Kan så hard now. There we go. So. That is done. Everything out there. Perfect. That's fine. Right, let's start filling. Yeah, I filled up the filler. I got some casings here. Those ones are 120 mil casings, so 12 centimeters in diameter. I'm not gonna fill them up all the way, so I make them about to about a kilo or so. So I'm using about 5. So I'll get the water out. I don't need this anymore. So like I said, I fill it out to about a kilo size, tie them by hand, and then the wood is already heating up for it. Like them a bit smaller, it's also handier to have them. When you tie them off, I got a oak piece here, a wood, it's what's that, 8 mil or so. I'll put some string on it so I can tie it properly. I put the stringer on the thumb, you can see here, take it underneath here, feed it through and just tighten it underneath, string through and tighten it. Most important thing is that she is firm. Of course, because it's a bit awkward if I have a tail left here. So, next one. Normally you would fill them up all the way, but I don't want them that big. I prefer them a little bit smaller, and just for my personal use anyway. So it's just perfect. Keep the nozzle in the middle, and that's it. So that's 5 kilos. So I made them bigger than a kilo. That's good. Now I trim off the ends. Good. Cut the string. Make sure that those ends are tied properly. Fine. This goes in my next sausage what I'm making. This one here now will go into the cooker now. It will cook for 2 hours. There's the rule of thumb is it takes about 20 minutes per centimeters. I got 120 here, so 6 centimeters on each side. So in 2 hours they're cooked. Okay, the sausages, the Mortadella di Bologna has now cooked for 2 hours at 80 degrees. She's cooked. She also has cooled down for the last 12 hours. So yesterday, like I said before, I cooked it for 2 hours. I reached a core temperature of 69 degrees. Then I cooled down for about an hour in ice water, or an hour and a half, so she's nice and cold, and put it overnight in the fridge. Today, I like to show you what she looks like when she is cut. So have a look here. I have already cut the half of it, and I also will show you the whole one. So if we look at the stick itself of the sausage, that's what it looks like once she is cooked. She is really firm, and as I said, she had now 12 hours in the fridge. Also cut one. So if you look at this one here, this is the cut of it. You can see she's nice and firm. She has great, the pistachios you can see the fat, the cubes in there. So what I will do is now is I will cut a few slices on the slice and also show you what she looks like when she is sliced. A bit thinner. So if you look at this one here now, is you have a beautiful picture itself from all the ingredients in there. You got a nice cut. She doesn't break. The stuff doesn't fall out. As you can see, if I shake it, it won't fall out. You have a beautiful smell in there because if you remember, we put in also the red wine. You got the black pepper and the peppercorn, so that gives a nice view as well once you slice it. Also a little bit of crunch when you eat it. You got the pistachios in there, which they are nice and soft. They have a little bit of bite on it. You got the fat cubes in there, and you have a really nice cut on the sausage itself. She tastes really, really good. And this sausage will last about 3 to 4 weeks in the fridge. If it's like this one here, she should last about 4 weeks in there. But in real terms, it gets eaten within a couple of weeks or so. And because like once you slice it on a nice piece of fresh bread and maybe some curtains with it, it's really nice. And you just slice it by hand thinly with a knife, and it's perfect. Beautiful. Looks really nice. It's nice and firm. That's how it should be. You got a nice color. You got a pink color in it. You got the fat in there, which is nice and white. You got the green from the pistachios, and also you can see here a little bit of black peppercorn coming out to it. So she's really good. The casing what I used is, of course, a casing which doesn't let water out or let water in. So it's a seal casing, and yeah, I'm loving it. So, what do you think? You like it? She's good, isn't she? So this time you have seen how to make the Mortadella di Bologna with a twist. So it's an old recipe, it's fun to make, it's something new if you have never done it before, and it's well worth to do it. So give it a go, try it. If you've got any questions on the recipe, just put it in the comment section. I will reply as soon as possible, and hopefully you have some fun with it. Otherwise, till the next video, I wish you all the best. Have fun and make sausages as much as you can. Till then, see you then. Bye bye.